Welcome to the Lightworker podcast. I am your host, Natalie Grant. I am a lightworker, a meditation facilitator, Reiki master, and a health and wellness enthusiast who thrives on helping people. Connection is my superpower, and I just love bringing people to a space where transformation can occur. Are you looking for information on being a lightworker? Are you a lightworker and just love collecting knowledge from other lightworkers? Then this is exactly where you need to be right now. Spirit has brought you here for a reason, and my hope is that this podcast will offer some new information and insights that will help you on your journey. I am here to help you connect and grow on your true path as a lightworker. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. This is part 2 of my interview with Amanda Dyre.
Within
Enjoy.
3 months, I booked my flight and off I went with my husband.
Yeah.
And we went on this pilgrimage, and I sat with my auntie who was on the ancestry.com. We learned about all of their names, where they lived, where they were baptized, when they came. We learned about all of the lineage. And when I'm in the UK, I'm at this field, and I'm looking like, this is the field. There's sheep everywhere, and on the pubs, the lion for the in the UK, that's their symbol is the lion. Oh, wow. So there were lion symbols all over the pubs, and the pubs were scattered throughout the fields, and the sheep were just in the fields, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm where I'm meant to be. Dream. So I went to all of the sacred stone circles, and I learned about the womb. I actually went to the sites where I was studying, and I went to the womb portals, and I did all of the healing. Amazing. Yeah. And then I've been back a few times since then. So I'm really so when you were saying what lights you up, this is what it is. Like, right? I can feel it. Yeah. It's magnetic. Yeah. It's helping people from, especially in Australia, America, New Zealand, they migrated over a few hundred years ago, maybe, and they've got no indigenous connection to their ancestral roots and their primordial connection to the earth, because we're living on a land that was not ours, and it wasn't that long ago. Yeah. But we haven't been taught how to live cyclically with the seasons. And our seasons here are different to where our ancestors are from. That's right.
And it's interesting to just follow the pull that you knew that you had to go. Because it's an interesting time at the moment. There's those pulls. People are just like, I have to go here. Yeah. I know for my husband and I, we had to go back across the top of Australia. Yeah. It was like, it just has to happen, and we have to do it with our kids. Yeah. And there were particular sites we had to go to. None of it made any sense. Yeah. Right. And from if you were to trace it from a roots perspective, I still, even now, have no real idea exactly the depth of what that meant, other than a feeling that happened in my body. Yeah. Right? Yep. It was a coming home. And it was older than even Europe. Yeah. Right? Which that was spooky. Yeah. And there was one particular place where we were there for like 2 or 3 hours, and we just needed to be there. You know? Just watch the sunset, not rush, just be there. And it was the most heart-opening experience. Yeah, absolutely. So sometimes you get pulled to go places and you have no logical, the reason I'm saying this is that you have no logical reason for doing it. Whereas your story, there's a logic that you could pin with that. But I'm witnessing people now doing things that their logic is just not even part of it. Yeah. But they're having to go. Yes. They've got to go. and then they're doing it, and then they're having a felt experience in their body.
For sure. And there's like little clues and tips, you know, the Celtic wheel. I didn't even know I was Celtic. I was looking at the wheel 6 years ago, not knowing why, or the Fae. They're my Celtic ancestors' folklore stories are the mermaids and the Fae. So I was drawn to it before I intellectually even knew anything. My soul was calling me to do these things, not knowing, but now I've come into this full circle moment of I am exactly where I need to be. Oh, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Because it's so beautiful to be able to be that far on your journey now where you can see these signposts that were put in front of you, that you can actually see the beauty in the trauma, that you can actually see that all of it is leading you to this wholeness or holiness, that you use that word, which it's like you're gathering little bits of yourself up along that journey, and everyone wants to jump ahead, because that's what I'm seeing at the moment. Is there's a lot of push to get rid of things like the pain in the body, but the pain in the body is an important part of the journey.
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's a great teacher,
right?
Yeah,
I too in 2023 had pain in the body that I had to give full attention to.
Yeah,
which I'd never had pain in my body, you know, and it's like, what is this?
Something. It's trying to communicate with you, and you can't understand. The mind tries to intellectualize,
understand. Fill it with a story that the story doesn't matter.
Yeah, the body's so intelligent, and we don't give it enough respect and listen to it enough. Yeah.
And I just love hearing your journey, because then it makes me reflect on my journey and the similarities of the phases. So like when you're talking about the bigger cycles, like there is a cycle to this awakening process, if we want to call it that, right? It's like for me it's the human evolution right in front of our eyes, because we're learning how to overcome how we've been doing things in the past in present time reality, and making choices here for what is correct for us moving forward, because we've been trying to operate in the future or the past, and that's not where we can create from. And so I love hearing that you're sharing a method, so let's talk about what you teach now, that can help somebody walk that path. What do you do? What is it like to walk a path with Amanda and your Divine Rose Academy?
So it is literally like a spiral. It's a journey. It's like a labyrinth. Sometimes it's not quite spirally.
I would say the path is kind of like
up.
this.
So it's about coming home, and it's for women who are drawn to learning more about their bloodline, especially Celtic women, because we are Indigenous women, we're primal women, and I think that we've forgotten with,
victors of war changed the history books. And then they had killed everyone. Like, that is the truth. Like, most people that I have across my table, in their lineages somewhere, have to deal with the witch wound. Or the persecution wound, if you want to call it that, right? I feel like when the time's right for you to go after that, when, you know, all the teachers in the room are reflecting it back to you, there's nothing better than seeing a practitioner to support you through having to have the embodied feeling of what that was like, so that you can then learn and teach your body now in real time that we're not still there.
Absolutely.
But the body doesn't know that you're not still there, and it's still operating that program. So it is a big one, especially in the Celtic history. They murdered you all. Like, you're lucky you're here.
I know. And the thing is, I feel like, especially for the Celtic women, you know, they've been trying to hold on to this wisdom, and the Magdalene teachings as well. You know, it's been hidden for such a long time because we had to survive. And a lot of women, a lot of healers, a lot of women that are doing, I guess, spiritual healing work and helping people connect more to, whether it be religion or,
it doesn't matter what your spiritual practice is. I hope we're beyond those being, how do I want to say this? I feel like we're getting beyond the need to judge that one spiritual practice is better than another.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to find the one that's right for you, because I can't do something that is against my soul, because then that will knock me onto someone else's path. I got to do my own.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no way that you could have been on a different path, because you had to be on your path.
Yeah.
And you've had to learn and be part of different spiritual communities to be able to know this one's the one for me.
And it's all perfect. Like, I'm grateful for my Catholic upbringing, because it's been a full circle moment of, like, there was a time in early Christianity, before the Roman Church came in, where there was a beautiful harmony and a balance between the divine masculine and feminine, and there was an honoring of both.
Yes.
Of Holy Father and the Earth Mother.
Yes.
And so with the Celtic Rose Academy, it is a lineage of these early Christian teachings.
Amazing.
That are from my blood.
Is that from the Essenes?
It does stand from the Essenes. Yeah. It's more, I would say, Gnostic.
Yes.
Gnostic, esoteric teachings, and it's all about coming back into the balance of the divine masculine and feminine, and the womb work. And of course, the rose is a huge. I called it the Celtic Rose Academy because the Celtic Rose is a lineage of the Magdalene. So I love Christ consciousness, not from a dogmatic point of view anymore, but
I'm the same. I love Christ consciousness too, but not from any kind of religious teaching. It's just that understanding. You give your definition of what you believe that is.
It's just pure love, and it's alchemizing. It's alchemizing darkness within you and egos. We've got, the Tibetans say, we've got over 10,000 egos of pride, lust, gluttony, all of those, 7 deadly sins. But we've got many, many egos that Christ teaches us to bring love into it and to dissolve it, and to unconditional love and purity, devotion. He was a rebel. He went against what he was taught. He went against the systems to bring in the divine feminine, I believe. And he was working with druid magic. I believe that he was working with the earth, and he was honoring all people. He was walking with, they say, the sinners. He was able to walk beside demons. Mother Mary was able to sit next to a demon and spread so much love that it would alchemize into an angel.
Yeah.
So it's like,
because ultimately
it's love.
It's ultimately, when the dark or the shadow rises, it's just fear.
Yeah.
But fear has many faces depending on the person that's observing it.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't judge someone else's fear. They've got to face their own fear.
Yeah.
But sometimes those fears are so scary on your own that it's helpful to have somebody that has learned to hold that unconditional love. That can help you to stay solid in your body, stay solid in the now moment, so that you can witness whatever this fear is and let it run through.
That's what Sophia does. She doesn't judge. When you get to those heavenly gates, she doesn't judge. And I think that that's what Christ consciousness is for me. It's a love that's, it's such a deep love. And a lot of people are waking up to the Christos energy of Christ, and some are going to church, and some, like myself, are learning about the mysteries of the early Christian teachings of Magdalene and Yeshua as divine union. And so I follow the rose path, which is the rose lineage of my Celtic ancestors, where there was a time when it was a beautiful bridge of both.
Yeah.
Of
Well,
honoring both.
ultimately they taught him.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
because my learnings have gotten me to go further back. You know, like
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah.
So, and to see the bigger cycle of what it means to be a human.
Oh, such a big cycle.
And to be able to bear witness to the oneness of everything, and that ultimately you decided to come here to have an experience. And so whatever the experience is that you're wanting to have, you'll ultimately get there. You can go kicking or screaming, or you can flow with it, and you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
in that experience. And yeah, it's an interesting thing to sort of sit and go, okay, because I know I've accrued knowledge, you've accrued knowledge, our knowledge is different.
Yeah.
Right? Which I find fascinating, because then we can sit and learn from each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we can sit and hear what is going on in that Mary Magdalene kind of frequency and in the Sophia, you know, divine Christ consciousness energy. And to then be able to sit and hear that and watch the body shift while it's just listening to words coming out of your mouth.
Yes.
You know?
And I think it's a remembrance for a lot of women. And that's why, like, when they come or even hear the Celtic Rose lineage, they're like, oh.
Yeah, because someone will, their heart will be put to that.
It is a pulling of
because
the soul.
The soul is saying, you need this. Walk this path. Follow this.
Yeah.
And then for other people, they'll be like,
totally, yeah. That's the thing. It's not for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that especially in Australia, you know, it's a teaching that's probably more European.
Yeah.
A lot of Aussies are either at church or they're witches. There's like this you know, there's no in between of like old historical teachings. Yeah, and there is a lot of rooted history within the work that I'm teaching, and evidence, which I love as well.
Yeah,
but there's also a lot of gnosis and my own, I guess, experiences that I've had. So I welcome both into this, to have that rooted, grounded evidence, but then also have your own mystical experience with Christ.
Yeah. Because it's fascinating. One of the things that I find interesting is being a facilitator is that a lot of people will have a Christ experience.
Yeah.
You know, at some point on their journey. I mean, I had a Christ experience on my journey, you know, and it's all the same. It's just your heart. It's your heart opens. It's like that. And it's interesting because it will present itself differently for different people. So it's not always the dude with the long hair and the mustache.
Yeah.
Right. Just so you know.
Yeah. And he's not always white.
Or
some people.
Or masculine, right?
He could be I had an experience where he was a lamb.
Right.
The Lamb of God. And I'm like, okay, Jesus, thank you.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's going to show up differently for different people at different times, but it's the unconditional love. It's that sense of really deepening, treating people the way you want to be treated. You know, really connecting to that inner self-forgiveness.
Yeah.
That real deepening of the connection to your true essence. Because for me, it's part of who all of us are. And so it will go by many different names.
Yeah.
You know, it will be Christ if you've got any Christianity kind of background. But if you don't, it might show up as Allah.
Yeah.
Or Buddha.
Yep.
Or, you know, Bodhidharma. Or like there could be all sorts of ways that it will show up for people. And the main thing is we feel the sensation in our bodies. Let our bodies remember. the frequency, because it's the frequency we're aligning to. It's the body is like an antenna. Yeah. It's receiving and transmitting. It's so much cleverer than what we actually even know. And we are like babies trying to learn how to operate this system that we've been born into and taught to hate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, and then we get into our mid-age where we've lived a life and we're realizing, yeah, I don't like this. I got to live in this body, and it's starting to age and get decrepit, so I better look after it now.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
that's it.
And that's when we start doing things differently. So with your academy, like, what is the path that people can go through with you? Like, you know, first port of call, like when they first make contact, like what does that look like?
Usually it's through social media, because I have been sharing a lot of educational posts around this mythos of early Christian, Celtic and Magdalene teachings.
Yep.
And then usually I've got a process where they can apply to come into the academy or work with me one-on-one.
Yeah.
So there's an application process, and then we hop on a call. I get to hear, you know, if this is for you or not. Like maybe you're just curious. So I kind of get a gauge with, you know, if you're really wanting this. And I think that because it's very different, especially in Australia, a lot of women are just curious to start with. So then I explain the process of it's a womb healing certification program. So it comes from a lineage of the Celtic ancestors. It's a very old druidic teaching that has been lost, and it's about coming back into the body, honoring the cycles and honoring where you're at in your phase of life. So you not only learn so much about yourself and your self-confidence, like you build your self-confidence up through just accepting the cycles, like learning about the cycles. And then it's a womb healing certification program. So you will learn how to do this for your friends and family, or maybe incorporate this modality into what you're doing already. So I do have a lot of healers and a lot of yoga teachers, a lot of coaches that have done the program already, because I launched it just over a year ago. And I get women from all over the world and from the UK. So women who are living on those lands want to know more about the earth that they're standing on.
Yeah.
And so I've been teaching them how to connect to the sites that are around the corner from their house.
Lucky them.
Lucky them.
Lucky you.
But yeah, it's for women who want to bring in this old sacred knowledge and perhaps even teach it one day, perhaps be a teacher of this lineage, because ideally I would love for everyone to know this.
Yeah.
I would love to spread it far and wide. I would love to bring back these old teachings. It's time.
It is time.
We don't need to hide it anymore.
No.
We're not going to get burnt at the stake or hung.
And honestly, I feel like it's a big part of helping the divine masculine rise.
Oh yeah.
Because I really truly believe that the reason that they've been held back is because women, the birthers of life, have had their Achilles cut, if you like, because we've been intergenerationally, our wisdom has been bred out of us. And we're living in a time on the planet now where we're starting to be able to access information so we can remember that in the cells of our body, that information is still there.
Yeah.
But you've just got to find where it is. You need someone who's going to activate that in you so that you can actually really start listening to your own heart. And when more women can listen to their own heart and stop blaming their partners and stop judging externally and telling everyone that they're wrong, they will start realizing by empowering themselves, their reality starts changing.
For sure.
Their men start changing. And all they've had to do is heal themselves.
Yeah. For sure. That's how it works.
Right?
Yeah, you rise, he rises. And I think that there is I mean, you probably see it. We're in the year of snake, so there
It is
death.
such a sheddy. And when this goes up, it's like the last couple of podcasts for the year, right?
Oh yeah.
So it is so appropriate
Yeah.
that we talk about this, like this shed that's happening for women. Like women have been going to healing modalities, learning. Like I have seen in the last 5 years more women rise than the 10 years before in teaching Reiki.
For sure.
More women are like, this, something's not right. I need to know how to start this journey. So I take them on the very beginning. Like I'm usually someone's first port of call when they just start popping out into the world, right? And then you want to go on to somebody like Amanda, who's going to then help you really deepen that connection into your heart, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I've watched women do the work. And we've all gotten to this point now where we can see the problem, but we're still doing what we've trained to do and judging our partners, judging the external world.
Yeah.
That's the next phase. That's the secret that I had to learn for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Is it's always us. Even when you've done all the work, right?
Yeah. It's
Care to elaborate?
Totally.
I feel like you've walked this same path as I have, kind of, but we've done this. Particularly with our partners.
Yeah.
Right? You've done it the Celtic Rose way. I've done it the Reiki awareness present moment way. But we've still gotten to this same destination of really understanding. It's like, now's the time to double down.
Yeah.
On yourself.
For sure.
And make the decisions that suit you.
Yeah.
Stop being a people pleaser. Start saying no when you don't want to do something.
Yeah.
Honor your own soul. Tell people what you actually want. Stop telling them to change so you can feel better. Start verbalizing what it is that you want and need. Women have never been given that authority until now. That's why next year is going to be so interesting, because if you can get this done before the end of the year, you're going to be galloping like a horse.
Yeah.
Into 2026, right?
Yeah.
And the men will come.
And they are coming. I know it might not look like it, but they are. And they're doing it in their own way.
Yes.
And they're
different to us.
Yeah, they're so different.
They need to go and yell and scream and bang each other's chests and go fishing or I don't know, but they do it differently to how we do it.
Yeah.
And we got to stop trying to get them to do it our way.
For sure. Yeah. And they do. They even speak differently to us. They don't. If we ask them too many questions in the one sentence, they're rattled. And the thing is with men as well, I'm finding that you know, because I went to this men's retreat a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness. Well, I've always done women's work. Had a few male clients, but mostly
I've still got time.
Oh, good. Yeah. Mostly women. So I've kind of been in this bubble of comfort.
Yeah.
With women.
Yeah.
I don't see men. I don't have to deal with it. I've got my brother, my husband, my dad, you know, the men in my life, and that's it.
See, I work with men too.
Yeah.
So
so
interesting.
I'm like, nope, not seeing any men. So I was really drawn to this retreat. It was a retreat about the Grail, the Holy Grail, which is obviously my work.
Amazing.
With the rites and passages. And the men were really initiated and very confident within themselves. And there's men out there doing the work. And I was shocked at the level of respect that I received. The men weren't objectifying me or lusting. I find that in our culture, men have been conditioned through, can I say porn?
You can, yes, and please do, because this is open as long as you don't swear too much, because then YouTube will get upset.
Yeah. Through these conditionings of really actually needing the Divine Mother. They're craving the Divine Feminine, and they don't know how to get it. They don't know how to have it within themselves. And so they are feeling really disconnected, like there's something missing. And so they're searching outside themselves as well. But there are men who are actually integrating the feminine within, because we have these energies within us.
Yeah.
And when we balance them within us, we're able to attract divine union, which is the hieros gamos, they call it in early esoteric teachings, of the balance of the yin and the yang, or the red springs and the white springs. It's our feminine and masculine energy within. And when the men can bring in the divine feminine within and integrate it, I feel like that's where the magic is, because there is a little boy that has never been heard, who has been shut down, who has his own stuff. And I know that women are rising, which is so important for the evolution of our humanity. It has to happen. But I feel like now the balance of the scales are starting to shift, and we need to also see the men and their pain that they hold.
Yes.
Collectively and internally, with their own experiences that they've had. And us as women, as I guess Mother Mary would hold a man, cradle him, give him love, devotion, and connect to his heart.
Yeah.
Beyond sexuality, but beyond the perversion of, the society.
Absolutely. But do it, it can only be done if that divine feminine woman is doing it from a willingness to provide that unconditionally.
For sure.
It cannot come from a should, because they will feel it.
Oh, yeah.
That frequency of duty, you will pay for it later. And that's the people pleasing in the women.
Yeah.
That has to stop. It has to come from your yes. And then the man has to respect your no. And the path of walking that new education for you in a relationship is difficult for some people, right? I could use my own experiences. It's difficult because you've got training. And for anyone that's been with anyone for a long time, this isn't going to fix itself overnight. It's a process you take your relationship through, when you have realized in your own feminine body, your own cycles, your own way to be in the present moment, your own yeses and your own nos. You have to figure that out first, to then reach your hand out to the divine masculine to get them to come with you. But you do that in present time moments where you're honoring your yeses and doing everything out of a willingness of unconditional love.
Yeah, otherwise there's resentment.
You will pay for it later.
Yeah.
It blows up, and and when it does blow up later, it's because they're also learning that they have to honor their own yeses and do things from their own willingness to provide for that relationship, not out of duty or not out of a should. And we've learned that. Some of the men have learned that, but the rest of the men are learning that.
Yeah, it's a lot of I feel I'm seeing this detanglement, like literally detangling from old thoughts and programs and patterns, and him having to step into the king archetype.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are boys, uninitiated.
That's right.
Trying to function in this world.
Yeah.
And the women are rising into the queen, and the men aren't rising into the king. They're still the knights. So when we talk about the Grail rites and these the fairy and the cycles, the men haven't gone through a rite of passage.
No, they haven't. Not in Australia.
No.
Not unless you're in an Indigenous culture where it is part of what you do to become a man. Like, it's been taken away from humans, this passage that is important.
So important.
And that's part of our remembering.
Yeah.
That it has been educated out of us. I mean, that we were born on a continent that was filled with people that wanted to leave their country, or they were taken from their country and plonked here.
Yeah.
And some of our ancestors did some horrible things in order for that to happen. And so it's still in our bodies.
Yeah, we hold the pain
It's-
of both.
You know, it's healing the ancestral line is a huge part, and you don't have to call it healing. It's more having an awareness of your ancestral line is what then lets it settle in your body. It's like your body wants you to know about it. It wants you to feel this. It wants you to remember that this is the truth.
Yeah.
So when you were doing that that retreat, what was your takeaway from that after you witnessed that with the guys, and that they weren't objectifying you, that they were stepping into their king energy? What happened for you?
The whole retreat,
Yeah.
I was just like, we do a little crew share,
Yeah.
and I was just every share was, I'm in shock, utter shock. I didn't think that there were men like that out there.
Wow. So this was like your introduction to seeing men.
Like
People.
initiated, vulnerable,
Yeah, amazing.
initiated, crying, ready to do the hard work. It was gritty. It was primal. It was
Magic.
It was magic. Yeah. It was hard. But I saw beautiful men, and I obviously sitting with women for many years and hearing the stories of sexual abuse and domestic violence. I was hearing their stories, but to sit with the men and to hear their stories about how women have treated them was really beautiful and insightful for me to actually, like hold them on the ground, to cry with them, to hold them in their pain.
Yeah.
Was just, it was such a gift for me, and I'm excited for my boys. I've got a little girl and 2 boys, and I want my boys to go through this, because with the way I feel that we're moving through the end of this cycle, which is another cycle outside of us, we need strong men.
We do. And that's this next generation, because they're being grown up with people who have learned to regulate their nervous systems. They've grown up with people who aren't pouring their ancestral trauma on their kids.
Yeah.
And anything that still gets through, we've got to forgive ourselves and trust that that's theirs to liberate from, you know?
Yeah.
Because they did come here to have an experience as well.
Yeah.
They are part of the jigsaw puzzle of creating this shift in humanity that is occurring. I don't think we're going to recognize the world we live in 5-10 years from now. It's the change that's occurred in the last 5 years is astronomical. My role has changed in the last 5 years of, I used to have to do for a lot of people what they couldn't do for themselves, and now all I do is facilitate you doing your work.
Yeah.
And you feeling what you need to feel, and you do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
take people, lead them on a journey that's going to help them find something deep inside of themselves.
Yeah.
All right, so last little share. So what advice would you give to your little you that you know now, something you know now that she didn't know?
That it's all perfect. Everything that you're going through is exactly what you're meant to experience. And I know that you can't see it right now. I'm getting all emotional.
Yeah, I feel it.
I know you can't see it.
Yeah.
But I know that this is the path that you're on, and you're here going through these experiences for a reason. It's bigger than just you experiencing this grief and this pain. It's much bigger than you. Yeah. There's a bigger reason, and it's all perfect. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Amanda, thank you for coming on the podcast and sharing so deeply with us. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Now let's...
Next week, we catch up with Abby Ricker, and she shares about her Egypt adventure and a return to Egypt opportunity for everyone. I can't wait to share this episode. Remember to like and subscribe to make sure that you catch the episode when it lands. The content found within these podcasts are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Nothing on this website is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any physical or medical conditions. If you have any physical or medical conditions, you should seek the advice of your medical professional immediately.